Well, more than a week after Sandy, cleanup is far from over in many places.
Right, and Juliet is at the news desk with a look at the devastation from one area.
Hey guys, it was a double whammy for one neighborhood in Queens, New York. Sandy's floodwaters trapped people in their homes, then fire forced them out. About a dozen homes were destroyed by the dual disasters, and there is little to salvage. In other places, the cleanup is underway. People here are entering week 3 without power. The power company says there are problems at some homes that make it hard to turn on the power there now. Crews are working to turn the lights back on as soon as possible. Does Tamiflu really help ward off the flu? One British health journal says there's no evidence to support that. A Reuters report out tonight says the journal's authors are asking Roche, the company that makes Tamiflu, to release all of its data. And it's calling on European governments to sue the drug maker to get back any money they spent stockpiling the drug. Last year, the World Health Organization included Tamiflu on its list of essential medicines. NASCAR Sprint Cup champion Jeff Gordon will pay for Sunday's actions on the track today. We've learned NASCAR has fined Gordon $100,000, docked him 25 points, and put him on probation for the remainder of the season. All this after Gordon intentionally wrecked Clint Boyer's car late in Sunday's Sprint Cup race in Phoenix. After the wreck, members from both teams got out of their cars, jumped into a fist fight on a pit road and in a garage. At the time, Gordon said he was fed up because Boyer had run into him several times and he'd had enough. Tonight, Gordon says he accepts NASCAR's decision and takes responsibility for his actions. I mean, we're used to seeing wrecks and seeing some temper sometimes, but this seemed to be really above and beyond.
I thought it was the best fight ever in NASCAR history.
It's not a hockey game.
You're using cars, you're using vehicles with
I
gas
know.
and
I'm not talking about him bumping the car.
fuel,
I'm
yeah.
talking about when
The
they all
fist fight,
piled out.
Yeah.
See, but this is not a hockey game. I don't think it's going to ever fly in NASCAR to have a big pileup.
It made it the most interesting race to watch ever. Now I can't wait to tune in for the next one. They've just got a new fan.
Really?
That is hilarious.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Barbara's going to be at the pit in Martinsville for the next race.
I'm kidding, tongue in cheek, really. But I tell you one thing, you know, if I didn't like Patrick so much, I would punch him out over today's forecast.
Oh my goodness.
I really would.
We do not condone violence here on News Channel 3. Just so you know.
Although I woke up this morning and
Okay, now to a story that seems to be gaining a lot of traction on Facebook tonight. Victoria's Secret has apologized for its use of a replica Native American costume.
Right, the fashion show was earlier this month, but the lingerie chain has decided to cut the costume from the upcoming TV broadcast.
Here's a look at the outfit worn by model Carly Kloss, meant to represent Thanksgiving. Nearly 10,000 people have liked or commented on Victoria's Secret's apology on its Facebook page. Kloss has also apologized if her outfit offended anyone. Native American groups were outraged, calling this misuse of their cultural clothing. Some said it's hurtful to women of this culture since the headdress is only worn by tribal leaders and not meant to be sexual in any way.
Well, you know, I have to say this has been like the longest years of apology tours that I think I've seen in recent history. People are always doing boneheaded things.
I just don't get why people don't research.
Right.
That's what I was
you
wondering. How
can't
did it
just
get
go
past
ahead
everyone?
and grab something because you think it looks cool without doing the research of, you know, like, I just don't get that. And come on, you were tributing Thanksgiving in the Victoria's Secret show?
But also,
Why not dress up as
with
a
a
turkey?
bra and panties?
and a headdress. Yeah.
I don't get it.
Well, and that's the thing too, is I'm always amazed at these huge things that go on. I mean, this fashion show had to have had so many people planning every aspect of it, and not one person said, hey, maybe we shouldn't do this.
Yeah.
Maybe this is not going to be the best image. Maybe somebody's going to be upset when they see this. I don't know.
Yeah.
But at least they did the right thing once they heard that. They said, well, what can we do? Let's keep it out of the TV broadcast.
Well, it's just hard to think that you wouldn't know that with all the controversy surrounding the name of the Washington football team.
You know what, though?
And everything like that. I mean, it's been so much in the news, it's hard to believe that you don't think that it would actually cause a spark of controversy.
I still don't think people get it.
Yeah.
I honestly, and I don't think people get how offensive certain things are to Native Americans.
Yeah.
I just don't think they get it. They can't put it together.
they don't care enough to look and find out.
Yeah.
Maybe this will be the spark of that discussion that we all need to have
what I was
about
thinking.
being sensitive. I mean, because it begins with a discussion, and maybe this has come at the appropriate time of year where we can, she's walking
Not
funny.
that her behind hanging out is offensive to anybody. My goodness.
Oh,
But
boy,
maybe
oh,
it'll
boy.
be just
It's 4
the thing to
o'clock
start
in the
conversation.
afternoon.
Now, is she, I guess she's the ringmaster of the circus. I had no idea it had a circus theme, too.
Well, there you are. Enough said.
But that's going to be on News Channel 3.
Yeah, you can see the entire Victoria's Secret fashion show on News Channel 3 December 4th at 10. That's 3 weeks from tonight.
So mark your calendar because I know that everybody's going to want to watch.
Yeah, wake up the kids, fill them full of coffee for that show, okay?
Well, that's we probably just showed them as they were doing their homework, so it's
All
good.
right. News Channel 3 is working to get you the deal of the day. Meantime, Starbucks is kicking off its buy one, share one event on Thursday. When you buy one holiday beverage, you can get a second one of equal value free. The deal is only good in the stores from 2 to 5 p.m. Thursday through Sunday. Get that? Well, head to WTKR.com for more details. And they already have their Christmas decorations up there, too. And look under the Taking Action tab.
They have the Christmas roast. I saw them stocking that on the shelves. I'm definitely going to take advantage of that.
Yeah, coffee and coffee.
We all know what is a good Christmas stocking stuffer, right? Those little gift cards and stuff. Just saying.
Ahead at 4, cutting off in Channel 3.
Tonight, Jonathan Montgomery remains behind bars for crimes he did not commit. Just when he thought he'd be released Friday, the Attorney General stepped in and blocked it. News Channel 3's Todd Carrillo broke this story on Friday and has been following it ever since. Tonight, he continues our investigation and shows us the court documents that reveal this miscarriage of justice may have started long before Friday.
Privileges.
The story of David Petraeus, a powerful man brought down by an affair, has people asking, why did he do it? One author thinks it comes down to influence and rank.
They're very high testosterone. Anybody who really fights for rank, as these men have, are going to be high on testosterone. And so that's going to trigger the sex drive. Also, they're away from home a lot. They've got a lot of opportunities. And a lot of women really like a high-ranking man. So even if they're not looking around for somebody, they're likely to find a woman who really is interested in somebody like them.
In civilian life, an affair can cost you your marriage or maybe your job. In the military, adulterers can also be prosecuted. Now, David Petraeus insists the affair started only after he left the military. Staying on the military watch, another general is now in trouble. General William Kip Ward is being demoted and will now retire as a 3-star general. Ward is accused of spending thousands of dollars on lavish travel and unauthorized expenses. Defense Secretary Leon Panetta says Ward will have to repay the government $82,000. People that may have lost their home in New Jersey during the storm may still see their property taxes go up. Governor Christie says he expects property taxes to rise in towns that need extensive rebuilding. While the state caps property tax increases in towns at 2%, the governor says the law includes exceptions for emergencies.
Only silver lining there as temperatures start to warm up as the rain rolls in.
Are the winds going to stick around, though?
I think the winds are going to die down a bit over the next couple of days.
I was walking down the alley, almost got blown over.
Yeah, yes, it's windy, it's going to be wet and cooler. Yay.
Thanks a lot, Patrick. We'll stay with you for more on that. All right, and next on News Channel 3 at 5, a couples page for your Facebook. You may already have one you don't even know about.
And News Channel 3 is working on getting you more stories, new at 5:30.
Kurt's in the newsroom now with a preview. Hey, Kurt.
Hey, Juliet and Barbara, this brand new 4th generation
4 on WGNT.
Welcome to News Channel 3's Taking Action Against Crime special on WGNT. I'm Juliet Bickford. I'm proud to say we're celebrating 4 years of partnering with the Hampton Roads Crime Line to get fugitives off the streets. Since October of 2008, you, our viewers, have helped to catch 152 fugitives. Here at News Channel 3, we don't just report crime, we take action to help police fight it. Each week, we highlight the most wanted fugitives from all over Hampton Roads to bring them to justice. But it's much more than that. Our stories raise awareness for the Hampton Roads Crime Line. The 1-888 Lock You Up tip line is one of the most recognizable phone numbers here in Hampton Roads, and it belongs to you, the community. Without the hard work of volunteers and your donations, this program would not be able to continue, and perhaps most importantly, Taking Action Against Crime gives a voice to the victims as they fight for justice. Tonight, you can get results too. Keep watching And you just might recognize a fugitive. It could be your neighbor, coworker, or even a friend. At the end of August, the peninsula was on edge. Police were searching for two men charged with violent shootings. One accused of being a cold-blooded killer. So News Channel 3 took action to try to find two of the peninsula's most wanted.
And we can take a closer look right now at how Hampton Roads voted for the president.
Yeah, because some of you may have gone to bed before, say, the Norfolk votes were counted. Juliet Bickford in our WGNT Election Center. Juliet?
Hey guys, here's the big story out of Virginia. Solidly a battleground state. We saw so many visits from the candidates, and as you were going to bed, Virginia might not have even been decided. It was such a close race here. Eventually, it did go to President Barack Obama with 2.2% margin. That is much narrower than in 2008. He won by 6.3% margin. So one thing is for sure, Virginia is solidly one of those states that is up for grabs. Let's take a look at how Virginia Beach voted. You can see Romney won here with 50% of the vote compared to Obama's 47% of the vote. That is very similar to what happened in 2008 when McCain won in Virginia Beach. Taking a look at Norfolk, though, you can see that Romney got 27% of the vote to Obama's 70% of the vote. And in Chesapeake, take a look at that. That is so very close. By just a small margin, Romney won with 49% of the vote over Obama's 48% of the vote. And a lot of the GOP analysts were saying that he would have to win big. Romney would have to win very big in places like Chesapeake and Chesterfield to win Virginia. Let's take a look at Hampton now. You're looking at 28% of the vote to Obama's 70% of the vote. A similar story in Newport News, although Romney got a little bit more of the vote, 34% to 63%. And in Portsmouth, these are the results: 29% for Romney, 69% for Obama. And in Suffolk, as we take a look right there, you see Romney got 43% to Obama's 55%. So that was a much closer area in the race for us. And taking a look at York County, very similar to 2008, Romney easily won in this area, 59% to Obama's 38. And that is really similar to what we saw in York County back in 2008. Let's take a look at the headlines, though, from this election. President Obama was able to win, as we said, with just that 2.2% margin. Places like Henrico, Prince William, and Loudoun counties. Those were the areas that delivered him that win here in Virginia. We have much more of your election results coming up. And remember, you can always go to WGNT.com to see what happened with all of the races in your area.
All right, thank you, Julie.
These charges come after beach police interviewed more than 200 people. News Channel 3's Marie Cornell spoke with them about the arrest.
20 months. That is how long Victor Decker's widow has been waiting for answers.
She spoke with News Channel 3 several times about how difficult it was to not know who killed her husband and why. Erica Greenway is here with more. Erica?
Yes. And you know, the thing is, it is just so encouraging that this development has taken place, because for so long, I mean, many of us feared, and the law enforcement community feared, that this was going to be a cold case.
Well, yeah, and really, when we talk about Dawn and we talk about Officer Decker, such a remarkable couple in the community. I had the honor of meeting them at the Top Cop Awards, where Officer Decker was honored as the top cop in Norfolk. He was recognized here in Norfolk as one of the really amazing people out there on the streets. People in downtown Norfolk saw him all the time trying to help people. And so I think a lot of people feel like their family is part of their family, and so our hearts go out to them today.
All right, well, News Channel 3 actually helped get Raymond Perry arrested.
I featured the fugitive in one of my Taking Action Against Crime reports in November of 2010.
We definitely need him off the street. We need to get him arrested.
19-year-old Raymond Lewis Perry. Virginia Beach police were anxious to find this fugitive they called a violent armed robber. Perry was accused of working with a ring of criminals to rob Virginia Beach convenience stores. September 20th, about 1 month before the Officer Decker murder, police say Perry and his partners in crime robbed this 7-Eleven on Tiffany Lane. Then, just 1 day later, police say he struck again, this time with violent results. Investigators say Perry robbed the Luke Oil gas station on Green Meadow Drive, shooting the clerk and stealing his wallet.
Even though these robberies occurred in Virginia Beach, he may be committing these crimes in other cities.
That turned out to be true, according to police today. Back then, police say they had already caught 2 of his fellow robbers. It was with the help of a new tool. A witness saw the car fleeing from the Luke Oil robbery run a red light. Police said the picture from the red light camera helped them track down the suspect's car and make 2 arrests. Now, just days after that story, on November 13th, 2010, Perry was arrested by Norfolk police. You know, that was just less than a month after Officer Decker was murdered.
And so now, you know, a lot of people are questioning, all right, so what was it that made the link to Officer Decker's case? You know, was it a jailhouse snitch, or was it DNA evidence from the crime scene? And so we're still waiting to find that out.
Yeah, we have crews that are working this from multiple angles. We're going to bring you more details as this breaking news continues to develop, so stay with News Channel 3.
All right, we are learning new details.
And the 7-Eleven on Western Branch Boulevard has 3 places with prices 15 cents below the average. And it's Friday. After a lot of people might be thinking about a glass of wine, oh my. And of course, Juliet is spending Fridays at the Williamsburg Winery. You're getting us prepared for cocktail hour.
Absolutely. I feel like it's just the perfect time of day for it, Barbara. And we've moved outside to the Gabriel Archer Tavern. This is the restaurant right across from the retail shop where you can take that tour and tasting. And Matthew, the winemaker here, is giving me my own personal tasting. Let's talk about the wines that you have here. These look like 2 very special ones.
They are, in fact. This one is our Act 12 Chardonnay, and this is our Virginia Trianon, which is Cabernet Franc. These have both been on Decanter's top 400 wines of the world.
Wow,
this
so that's a huge honor.
It is. It's fantastic.
Let's show this bottle off.
This one has actually been 6 years in a row. This has been on Decanter's top 400 wines of the world.
I've got to try this one now.
It's fantastic.
What makes this one special to you?
The fact that all the grapes come from all over Virginia, from the east to the north, west, south. And it's just a fantastic representation of Chardonnay.
Fantastic. Let's talk about the red.
The second one is the Trianon. This is Cabernet Franc, and Cabernet Franc is doing very well for a red variety in Virginia. People really seem to enjoy it. It grows well, it ripens just perfectly, and it gives you great nuances of fruit and stuff. And we have...
Oh, wonderful. So this is almost becoming the Virginia wine, the Cabernet Franc.
Cabernet Franc for red, and Viognier is doing very well for the whites.
Okay. Well, we are running out of time, Matthew, but I am sure that I will get to taste a little bit more of both of these wines. We have so much more fun coming up here at the Williamsburg Winery. I'll send it back to you guys.
Now, live in 3D, your Viper Radar forecast in high definition. Here's
And now it's time for Fridays at the Beach. And this week we're having fun at the Paradise Ocean Club at Fort Monroe.
Yeah, Juliet is there now with more on a big event going on there this weekend.
Hey guys, we're out here, as you said, at the Paradise Ocean Club. It's brand new, but for those of you who know Fort Monroe well, this is the old Officers Club that has been turned into a big new venue. If I move out of the way here, you can see that we have a great tiki bar set up. There are cabanas along the beach, and of course, the pool with the big slide. There are some kids that are out here enjoying the pool right now. Just a handful of people out here at the bar, but that's because there's a big party that's going to be starting up here very soon. It's called the Bash on the Beach, and as you can see, we are right here on the beach, very conveniently located. You can set up a chair and hang out for this party, or hang out up here with me with the band, and this is all in honor of the 87th annual Hampton Cup Regatta. This race is amazing. Now, when you hear regatta, you're probably thinking sailboats, and I love sailboats, but I gotta say, power boats are definitely my thing, and this race has it all. They have the hydroplanes, they have lots of speed, lots of different boats you can check out, and what's really great about it is it's all free. We're gonna tell you all about the Hampton Cup Regatta, the Bash on the Beach. Join me out here right now at the Paradise Ocean Club. It's open for you, and all of the free fun you can have this weekend in Hampton. It's Friday at the beach in Hampton. You know I'm excited, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. Back to you.
Thanks, Juliet. Yes, that is her hometown. I'm just hoping that the weather holds out for her Friday fun, because she had her fingers crossed thinking that the storms were coming, and Patrick said the storms are coming.
All right, well, we have the hot temperatures. A lot of people are heading to the beach, and many are taking a car. But Juliet, we're going to see a lot of skateboards at the oceanfront this weekend, too.
Hey, Bianca, you know, it's a weekend of extreme sports because it's the big Coastal Edge Vans block party. This is so cool. I have Rick here from Coastal Edge. One of the big parts of it is playing these games. What's this one?
Well, this one's all hands on deck. It's something we came up with that you've got to hold each end of the skateboard, and you've got to hold the girl up in the air, less than a foot off the ground on the skateboard. And,
all right. Well,
we'll get a demonstration.
Yeah, well, we've got the Davises over here from New York. We pulled you guys off the beach to try this out. Are you ready for it?
Yep.
Okay, are you nervous?
really.
All right, so hop on up. The guys have to lift you up and hold you in the air, and it's whoever lasts the longest will win a cool prize. The contest tomorrow at Coastal Edge as part of the block party. And, you know, I feel like I should be a part of this contest. So I'm going to introduce you to our friends right here. We have Chris and Paul, our friends from Pennsylvania, and you guys are going to lift me up on this skateboard. I'm a little bit nervous. Are you going to drop me?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. Great. Okay, vote of confidence. Here we go. And, okay, this is actually a little bit easier than skateboarding was earlier today. So this is called All Hands on Deck, and I'm a little scared here. We're gonna see how long they can hold me up in the air, see who wins this contest. That's coming up here on Friday at the beach. I'll send it back to you guys.
Be careful, Juliet. All right, well, here is the good news, folks.
News Channel 3 is taking action to help you beat the traffic, and we are looking at a problem right now on the Portsmouth side of the downtown tunnel. I'm going to zoom you in so you can see exactly what's going on. 264 around Effingham and Frederick. This traffic just started moving. They just cleared an accident, but now we have a 1-mile backup as you try to make your way out of Portsmouth. You can see it stacking up going through the downtown tunnel. And as we move over here and take a look at what's going on at the Monitor Merrimack, a 2-mile backup right now for folks who are trying to leave Norfolk, or Newport News, I'm sorry, and head into Suffolk right now. And as we take a look at our travel times, there you see Frederick to Valentine Boulevard. That's 11 minutes there, and it may take you even a little bit longer with that traffic from that accident. And it's looking really good in Virginia Beach, 64 to the 64 interchange to Independence at 4 minutes. That's your beat the traffic.
Well, if you're on the 5-year plan or longer, you could soon pay more in fees at Cal State Long Beach.
Well, board members are debating a proposal that to charge so-called super seniors more to take their classes there.
Some board members say it'll help improve the graduation rate. The fines start around $100 for each class that students have to take classes more than once, and students who have more than a certain amount of credits would be charged more to register. Cal State says the fines could bring in millions of dollars. The university says it turns away thousands of prospective students each year because of these super seniors taking up space.
We should explain. We're talking about, you know, people who maybe take longer to graduate than the traditional 4 years, and they're there 5 and perhaps longer.
Yeah, we called them 5th-year seniors, I think, when I was in college, but sometimes they were 6th, 7th, 8th-year seniors, especially if you changed your major a lot. Those times, you know, you really couldn't graduate in 4 years.
Well, I'm wondering whether or not this financial issue would be motivation.
That's what I was thinking. I think it would motivate people, because even if their parents are paying, I'm guessing at some point the parents are going to say, hey, after 4 years or 5 years, you're cut off. So that's going to be your financial issue, and that's what some people are saying, though. Sydney says she doesn't like it. She says it seems they're trying to nickel and dime students who are already in debt. But Emily says, about time. Too many students are what is called professional students. That is their job. They go to school on grants, loans for as long as they can, never quite finishing a degree, but have many credits, so they take up class space and use available money.
And I think that's the issue, too, that they talk about is seniors who are taking up space in classes that undergrads can't get into, or I guess students that are a little bit younger can't get into, because usually they get first dibs on classes when you are more senior at a school.
It certainly is an issue up for debate, and you know what, I bet that Cal State will serve as a model, and then other, you know, universities may follow suit if it works for them there. Well, News Channel 3 certainly wants your 3 cents on this issue.
In high definition, taking action, getting results. This is News Channel 3 at 5.
We begin with breaking news out of Norfolk. The city is going forward with installing red light cameras. They're expected to be up and running in February of next year. The intersection of St. Paul's and Brambleton Avenue is where the first cameras are going. The director of Norfolk Public Works, John Kiefer, says Red Flex Traffic Systems will install and operate these cameras. The same company that is handling red light cameras for Virginia Beach, Chesapeake, and Newport News. In total, 8 intersections will get these red light cameras that are expected to be up and running next year.
More break.
Petraeus is getting support from an unlikely source. Pat Robertson, the ultra-conservative host of the 700 Club, says he does not think Petraeus should be condemned for having an affair.
Police arrested both men.
New at 5, antibiotic-resistant infections are on the rise here in the U.S. Now, as Vanita Nair reports, the CDC and 25 other health organizations are teaming up to try to get the problem under control.
Since losing the election, Mitt Romney has been losing Facebook fans by the thousands. Social media users began unliking Romney on his official Facebook page soon after the election last week. The Washington Post noticed the drop on Friday when the GOP presidential candidate's page was losing 593 likes an hour. Now it's about 11 unlikes every minute. Caught driving on the sidewalk to get around a school bus. Next on News Channel 3 at 5:30, she's back on the sidewalk serving her punishment.
For that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Right now, it's time to beat the traffic with Juliet.
Thanks, Patrick. We do have a few accidents that have just popped up on our secondary roads in Virginia Beach. I want to zoom in right now near the ocean front and show you what's going on here. An accident on First Colonial and Laskin Road causing some delays there. And we have two accidents right here. One on Princess Anne at Salem, Windsor Oaks Boulevard. And then this one up here, Independence at Haygood, causing some delays for you. As we take a look at our travel time right now, looking good on the peninsula. J. Clyde Morris to Busch Gardens, 13 minutes there. But then take a look at that traffic westbound through the HRBT, Granby Street to the Hampton Coliseum will take you 30 minutes. That's your Beat the Traffic.
Well, High School Hockey League in Pennsylvania is under fire because it wants to stop singing the national anthem at hockey games.
Well, the league commissioner says it's because ice time is so expensive and it will keep the games running on time.
Right now, once the ice time is up, the game has to stop even if it's not done. Recently, singing of the national anthem is taken away from playing time.
The national anthem should not be played only because of the time constraints, okay? It's not that we're not patriotic. That's the furthest from the truth. Ice is very, very hard to get, okay? And it's not cheap. And we're talking $300 an hour sometimes.
Slap shot from inside. Some suggest using a pre-recorded, standardized minute-and-a-half version for all the games. And I think that might be a good compromise here.
Yeah, it might be. We're getting loaded up on Facebook for this one.
Yeah, that's what Samantha says. Play it on a CD, won't have to hire someone, won't take as long, but no need to get rid of it completely. Aaron says taking away the national anthem because the ice costs too much is like taking the coin toss from football because the coins cost too much, or the seventh inning stretch because it costs too much. Saying these are all parts of games. Angie says they'd be foolish to stop a national tradition in the name of money.
And Cheryl says our national anthem should be sung, even if it means maybe just the fans start singing it in the stands, and maybe they could make it interactive, playing it on a CD and then having everybody sing along, kind of like when you do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Well, it certainly is cause for discussion.
Yep, I can't find anybody. Well, I will look later on, but yeah. All right, well, News Channel 3.
Wow. Yeah. All right, also in the headlines, a woman who drove up on the sidewalk to get around a stopped school bus started serving out her punishment today.
And Juliet is at the news desk with more.
Hey guys, Sheena Harden pleaded not guilty to charges of not stopping for a school bus and reckless operation of a car. But the court sentenced her to stand on a street corner holding a sign that reads, "Only an idiot would drive on the sidewalk to avoid the school bus." Cleveland Municipal Court has also suspended her license for 30 days and fined her $250. Back in September, a bus driver caught Harden on cell phone video driving around the school bus and reported it to the school. To make matters even worse, the portion of the sidewalk she drove on was the entrance to a daycare center. Oh my gosh. Harden has been ordered to return to the corner again tomorrow morning with that sign. Illinois Congressman Jesse Jackson Jr. has left the Mayo Clinic where doctors have been treating him for bipolar disorder. There are reports tonight he's negotiating a plea deal. It could include his resignation from Congress and possibly jail time. He's accused of misusing campaign funds. Voters re-elected Jackson to his seat last week despite his prolonged absence from politics due to his medical issues. Forget about snakes on a plane. How about snakes in a car? Law enforcement in Thailand just seized 600 cobras.
Oh my.
They say were smuggled through the southern border with Malaysia. They put them on display for reporters. So wouldn't you love that assignment? Officials stopped a pickup car last night at a customs checkpoint south of Bangkok. Thai officials made the seizure as part of a crackdown on illegal wildlife smuggling. Oh, can you imagine being told, "Hey, I need you to smuggle 600 snakes. Go for it."
You know what? Corinne, our producer, warned me about this story because she knows how frightened I am of snakes. I'm just glad the snakes were in a bag because I probably would have run from the set. Just
so
at the idea of them. Yeah.
Can you imagine getting to go cover that story?
No.
We'd like you to go get video of 600 snakes.
You say getting to cover it like it's a privilege.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Let's not and say we did.